What is going on, everybody? Aqua Supreme back with another video, and in today's video we are going to be talking about the 5 best centerpiece fish you can add to your aquarium. So before we start off with the video, I just want to give a quick disclaimer. I haven't kept all of these fish. I've worked with them. I'm working in a fish store. I have worked with these fish. I have learned their behavioral traits and the water conditions that need to be met for these fish. So I have done that with a few of these fish that I am going to mention. And then I have done some research on the other fish that I haven't kept before or haven't even come into contact with. So I've done research about those fish, and I will disclaim it out for you guys throughout the video with each individual fish species. So that way, if you are a bit confused throughout the video, seeing that I don't keep any of these fish and thinking that I'm lying to you guys or whatever, you do understand that I have had experience with these fish. As I mentioned in the intro of this video, we are going to be talking about 5 centerpiece fish that are going to stand out in a community aquarium. Anyway, moving on from that, if you do like what you see, if you do like the channel, if you want to help me grow and all of that, subscribe to the channel, leave a like, and turn on your post notifications if you want to help out with that. So my first fish is going to be the German blue rams. So I personally haven't kept any of these fish, any of those species. Have worked with them in the aquarium store, have worked with normal German blue rams, have worked with electric blue rams, I have worked with the golden rams, and this is going to include your Bolivian rams, of course. So German blue rams, Bolivian rams, they are mixed together in this #1 spot. So as I mentioned, you do get a bunch of species. You do get your normal German blue rams. I would recommend beginners to start out with those guys. If you haven't kept any sort of dwarf cichlid or any sort of ram in the past, you are going to want to start out with your normal German blue rams. The German blue ram / Bolivian ram can be a bit territorial. They are known to be quite a peaceful fish, but they can be a bit territorial, and when it gets to breeding, they are going to be aggressive, fending off all of those fish trying to eat their eggs or trying to eat their babies. So they are going to be aggressive at that point. But other than that, just get a big enough tank, let them have their own personal space inside of the tank, and you'll be completely fine regarding aggression. So all ram species do like warmer temperatures, so they are going to like waters ranging from 26 to 30 degrees Celsius, and that is going to be 80 to 86 degrees Fahrenheit. So they like those discus temperatures. So they are going to be good to keep with some discus, because discus do like those warmer waters. They do like softer waters, pH ranging from 5.8ish to 7.5. A bit lower than 7.5 would be perfect. 7 neutral level is going to be what you are aiming for, but they can tolerate between those 2 levels. And then they are going to want a general hardness, so a GH of 6 to 14. These fish do not get that big. They get to about 2 to 3 inches, so that is going to be around 7 to 10ish centimeters. Really not that big, might even a bit smaller than that. They do not get big, so a 2 foot would be perfect for them. Just don't overstock that tank. My second fish on my top 5 centerpiece fish are going to be the Siamese fighters, or the betta fish. So they come in a wide range of colors, wide range of shapes, tail shapes and sizes and all of that. So there are a lot of options when it comes to these guys. I personally have 6 of them that I'm keeping at this current moment in time. So first of all, before I go into their water parameters, I'm going to state that you do not want to keep these fish with each other, originating from their name, Siamese fighters. So they are fighting fish, they are going to kill each other. Don't keep 2 males together. You can keep females together, but they can be aggressive towards each other. So what you are going to want to do is get a bunch of baby females. You are going to want to raise them together. So breed a pair of Siamese fighters, raise them together, and then you take out those females and then you can place them together in a tank. That is going to be your best option when it comes to keeping the females together, and then males you are just going to want to keep them separate to one per tank. Another thing you do not want to do is you do not want to keep Siamese fighters or betas, whatever. You do not want to keep them with fish such as your guppies, so beautiful colors, long tails, all of that. You do not want to keep them with them because they are going to see them as a threat because of all of those colors and the tails and whatever. So they are going to attack and kill your guppies or your long fin fish as well. Wow, these Siamese fighters really are hectic. So another thing, you do not want to keep Siamese fighters with any fast swimming or fin nipping fish. So they are okay with some tetras. I have seen some tetras nip their fins. It is going to happen. It does depend on that fish, unfortunately, so you'll never know until you try it. But fish such as your danios or your bobs, do not keep them with your Siamese fighters because they are going to nip their fins, and that is going to cause stress and later on going to kill your Siamese fighter. The water parameters that I have seen work for me, that is going to be the best that I would recommend to you guys, that is going to be a temperature range of about 24 to 27 degrees Celsius. That is going to be around 74 to 82 degrees Fahrenheit. Siamese fighters are going to want a pH of around 6.5 to 7.5. In that neutral range, you can fiddle around with the pH a little. It isn't going to be too bad for these guys, but do try and keep them at that 6.5 to 7.5 range. And these fish do not get very big. They get about 2 to 2.5 inches, and that is going to be around 5 centimeters, around that mark. So they do not get very big. You can keep them in a small 30 or 10 gallon, 30 centimeter, 1 foot. Another disclaimer that I have to give for these Siamese fighters is they do not like a lot of flow, so do not get a strong air pump or a strong anything like that. That is just going to blow the water around. They do not like that. You'll see them, they are quite lazy fish. To get a nice and gentle internal or hang on the back filter or sponge filters work really great with your Siamese fighters. So I'd recommend those types of mechanical filtration for your Siamese fighters. My third fish on this list is going to be the Apistogramma. So I haven't kept these fish, I haven't dealt with these fish. Do know that I've only gathered up all I know from research, but I do really want to keep these fish because they are so beautiful and they have amazing personalities. It is always going to be recommended to get a pair of these guys. That is going to be your best bet. They are going to try and breed for you. So if you do not want them to breed, rather stick to a males. Males usually have better colors, so rather just stick to your one male. But if you do want them to breed, get a nice big tank, get a pair of them, and they are going to breed if their water conditions are met and if they do get that right breeding spot. So with the Apistogrammas, you get different types of them. Like I mentioned earlier on, all of them are beautiful, but the most beautiful that I've seen that I do really want to get my hands on are going to be the CCI Fire Red or the Fire Golds. They are going to be very pretty. They have that nice reddish, goldish, orange type of color to them. You get your Cacatoides, so the Cacatoides triple red, I think. Yes, the triple red with the orange flash. I think it's the orange flash. So those guys are going to be my top favorite regarding the Cacatoides. And then the Trifaciliatus or something like that. They have a nice bluish type of color to them. I really want to get my hands on those guys. So when it comes to Apistogrammas, it is important to know that these are not a beginner fish. So do not attempt to buy these fish. If you are a beginner, rather gain some experience, like a year or somewhat experience with different types of fish, then go into your Apistogrammas. They also do like softer waters, so that is going to be a pH of around 6 to 7. You can push it to that 7.5 range, but I wouldn't try and do that. Rather keep it at 6 to 7 pH. The water temperature is going to be the same as your Siamese fighters, so they are going to like a temperature of around 24 to 27 degrees Celsius, and that is going to be around 74 to 82 degrees Fahrenheit. The females do stay smaller than the males. They are going to stay around that 5 centimeter mark, which is going to be around 2 inches. That is the size of the females, and then the males are going to get a bit bigger, ranging around 8 to 10 centimeters, and that is going to be more or less 3 inches for all of you American people watching me. My fourth fish on this 5 centerpiece fish is going to be the Killifish. So killifish are amazing fish. You do not see them that often. I struggle to see them here in South Africa. I'm not too sure of you guys around the world if you do find them very often, but they are a scarce fish, and the reason for that is fish stores do not sell these fish that often because they do not have a long lifespan. So I think their lifespan is around a year to a year and a half, and then they die, unfortunately. Do not ask me why. That is just the genetics of this fish. That is how it's been for hundreds and hundreds of years. But yes, some amazing species of these guys are going to be your Australies, something. They are very orange reddish type of killifish. The males do get a lot prettier than the females. Another beautiful species is going to be the clown killifish. So they have those nice yellow and brownish blackish type of colors to them, so they are nice fish as well. And then the last killifish, or not the last one, but ones that really do stand out for me, is going to be the splendid killifish. So the splendid killifish, another very beautiful. They have a nice pearly type of color to them, so they are multicolored type of killifish. These guys, it is important to know that they are jumpers, so they are going to try and jump out of your tank. So do keep a lid if you are going to keep any sort of killifish, or do drop your water level quite a lot. Killifish do like colder water temperatures. They are going to like a water temperature of around 20 to 25 degrees Celsius, and that is going to be 65 to 75 degrees Fahrenheit. They are going to want a pH of around 6 to 7. You are going to want to keep your general hardness of your water at around 7 to 10ish. My last fish on this top 5 centerpiece fish list is going to be the dwarf gourami. So you do get different types of gouramis. You get the big ones, those kissing gouramis, moonlight gouramis. So steer away from those guys. You are going to want to look at your dwarf gouramis, something like your honey gouramis, your paradise gouramis, those ones that stay really small. I know you get the blue ones and the red ones as well. Those ones stay very small, so you are going to want to get those guys. Make sure to ask your local fish store for dwarf gourami specifically. A dwarf gourami that you are going to want to keep if you are generally new to gouramis or new to the aquarium hobby is going to be the honey gourami. Honey gouramis are the easiest to tend for. I have cared for them but haven't kept them. Dwarf gouramis aren't very aggressive. You hardly see them chase around other fish or chase around each other. They are quite peaceful fish. You can keep a school of them together, so a nice tank of 5 to 7 of them together is going to look very, very nice with all of those colors. But if you just want a centerpiece fish, you can keep them separately. That is completely fine as well. You are going to want to get a lot of hiding spaces when it comes to the gouramis. They are quite skittish, so they are going to dart away into hiding spots. Do you like a water temperature range of about 22 to 28 degrees Celsius, and that is going to be around 72 to 82 degrees Fahrenheit. These gouramis are going to like a pH of around 6 to 7.5, so do try and keep your pH at that range. And then they are going to want a GH, so general hardness, of around 4 to 10. And there you go guys, just like that, 5 top centerpiece fish. In my opinion, they are going to be the best and look the best in your aquarium. So do check them out, and you did get a bit of a care guide on all of these fish as well in this video. So hope you enjoyed it. If you did, remember to subscribe, remember to leave a like, and to turn on your post notifications. Until next time, peace out.